It's yet another Saturday from the studio of TOS TV Network, your digital first Pan-African television network, and I am Ruel Pennawo. How have you been? Good, right? So let's delve straight to the business of the day. So, on Monday, 1st March, we celebrated the Zero Discrimination Day. Let's see what TOS TV Network puts together for you.
Research shows that accelerating progress on gender equality could boost African economies by 10% by 2025. So, if governments invest sufficient resources in girls' education and in women's skills, Africa will be equipped for the future world. Women in Africa are poorly represented in the corporate world, but highly dominate the informal sector. If action is focused on improving the quality of jobs in the informal sector, the gap of gender inequality would be filled. The culture, evolution, and history of African women reflect in the development of the African continent. The African society thrives on a patriarchal system, and despite many steps towards equality, women still face various issues related to gender inequality, such as poverty, access to education, poor health and nutrition, lack of political power, limited workforce participation, gender-based violence, and child marriage. Within the formal sphere, African women hold only a minor percent of formal jobs. In most cases, women in the same position as men earn lesser than their male colleagues. Some of the challenges African women face in finding formal work include general lack of education and technical skills, weak protection against gender discriminatory hiring, and the extra burden of unpaid domestic housekeeping duties. Several studies provide evidence that closing the education gap between boys and girls has a positive effect on economic growth. Violence against women remains pervasive in forms of female genital mutilation, femicide involving honor or dowry killing, rape and sexual assault. In the faces of pandemic situations from Ebola to coronavirus, the health of more women than men in Africa have been destroyed, wearing away some of the development gains women had attained in recent years. Poverty in Africa has a more pervasive effect on women. In Africa, women have taken significant steps in the political arena over the past few years. In February 2004, Mozambique became the first country in the region to appoint a woman as Prime Minister, Ms. Luiza Diogo. Women make up over 60% of Rwanda's national legislature, far more proportionally than any other country. In recent elections in African countries, women have increased their parliamentary representation. In most African countries, the presence of women in parliament has made a difference in the adoption of gender-sensitive policies. The fight against discrimination faced by women and girls has been a daunting Herculean task, but it is a worthwhile and generation-defining challenge, and one we should all accept. If we all commit to pulling in the same direction on this issue, then the future is bright. Africa needs to ensure that women's rights are protected in law and that where law already exists, they are strictly enforced.
Truly, we are all equal. Let me take you to South Africa. See, and there's good news for South Africa's strained health system following the devastating second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. Apparently, South Africa has moved from coronavirus alert level 3 to level 1 following a drop in cases.
In the week that has just passed, the country recorded just under 10,000 new infections. A month ago, in the last week of January, the country recorded over 40,000 new cases. And a month before that, in the last week of December, the country recorded close on to 90,000 new cases.
Compliance to COVID-19 protocols and vaccinations has earned South Africa an ease on lockdown.
Due to the decline in infections, the country can now ease some of the restrictions on movement and on activity. Once again, we do so very cautiously. Even after a sustained period of relatively low transmission, we have seen how the number of new infections can rise rapidly and without warning. Based on an assessment of the current state of the pandemic in the country, Cabinet, after various levels of consultation with our provinces and our metro mayors, Cabinet has decided earlier today to move the country from coronavirus alert level 3 to alert level 1.
Are you not proud of South Africa's efforts? People, I beg, let us comply. COVID-19 is realer than real. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, Saturday marked exactly 1 year since medics were summoned to what became the first confirmed case of COVID-19 in Nigeria. Since then, over 155,000 infections have led to more than 1,900 deaths. The good news, however, is Nigeria received nearly 4 million free COVAX vaccines. Yes! So apparently there is hope, and hope. But let's hear what Peter Hawkins, UNICEF Nigeria country representative, spoke on after the COVID-19 vaccines arrived in Nigeria on Tuesday.
This is 4 million. It's significant, but a small step. In the meantime, we should continue to take proper action, socially distancing, wearing our masks and washing our hands, to ensure that we protect ourselves, our families and our communities. For the next 2 or 3 months, there will be more. Up to 16 million will arrive within the first 2 quarters of 2021, and then we will see after that. But the significant factor now is to get these vaccines to the state level, from state to LTA, and into the health workers, the frontline health workers, so that they can be protected, so in turn they can protect the children, the mothers, and the families therein on.
Guys, remember, this trial shall pass. Everything's gonna be all right, okay? So, for my third gist, Zimbabwe's vice president had resigned over a sex scandal. So, Zimbabwe's vice president, Kembo Mohadi, had resigned following an embarrassing leaked audio tape in which he appeared to make sexual propositions to women, leaving President Emerson Mnangagwa in the awkward position of having to find a replacement. The 70-year-old VP said in a letter shared by the Information Ministry that he had decided to step down, not as a matter of cowardice, but as a sign of demonstrating great respect to the office of the president. I don't know why anytime I'm miming these people, I like to use some kind of serious words. But anyway, he denied the accusations. He said it was a way of a political plot against him, and he said he's a victim of information distortion, voice cloning, and sponsored speaking and political sabotage. That's what he said in the letter. Now, I don't understand. When people are trying to vindicate themselves, they just speak lots of English. Anyway, you know what they say about rumors, so we move. On 1st of March, something else happened. Our very own Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala resumed work. Yes, our own. But let's see how it went.
I'll take one without.
Good morning, Dr. Ngozi.
Morning, how are you? Good to see you. I remain honored and humbled by the confidence members have placed in me. I'll bring all my knowledge, passion, experience, and persistence to the task at hand, reforming the organization, and achieving results. I, the undersigned, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, solemnly undertake to exercise in all loyalty, discretion, and conscience the functions entrusted to me as an international citizen. I'm so excited. Congratulations. It cannot be business as usual. We have to change our approach from debate and rounds of questions to delivering results. This is the first time I see the sign, Director General.
This is a very bright day for the WTO, and one that marks the beginning of a new chapter for this organization. Welcome to Geneva and to the WTO, Dr. Ngozi.
We have to be more accountable to the people we came here to serve, the ordinary women and men, and our children who hope that our work here to support the multilateral trading system will result in meaningful change in their lives, will improve their standard of living, and create decent jobs for those who seek work. We need to prioritize action on COVID-19, both for the immediate and longer term, and focus on completing the fisheries subsidies negotiations before the middle of the year. So in short, I'm suggesting 3 or 4 clear deliverables, finalized before MC12.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much and congratulations on your
Yeah,
first
hi.
day.
How are you?
I'm delighted to be here, and I'm very happy that one of the first things we are symbolically doing is talking about the fisheries subsidies negotiations, because this is critical. And one of the top priorities we have is to complete this.
I think this is music to my ears, and despite the urgency that is clear for everyone, it's taking time to finish. So I think that we need to take advantage of this momentum that the DG is imprinting into these negotiations, finding that political will. Again, I think that's the step we need to address at this point. It's the last hurdle of the negotiations. And this is why the support from civil society is key.
It's been 20 years, and 20 years is enough. That's my slogan. Now we have to get it done.
Well done, ma'am. Well done. Well done. Anyway, there's a new lawyer alert, okay? Hush Puppy hires former government lawyer as defense counsel. Now, even in guilt, the Oga is still hustling. Following the withdrawal of Gal Pizetsky and Vicky Podberesky, one-time Instagram celebrity Hush Puppy hires Louis Shapiro. See names. Anyway, he hired Louis Shapiro to represent him in his trial. Excuse me, first of all, what are they defending? Like, are you guilty? Are you not guilty? What's going on? But does Hush Puppy even know that I studied law? Anyway, if you need a lawyer, that is me, okay? That is me. But not last. What am I saying? There's still more for you. Okay? So Mr. Invictus Obiwani Okeke, who had waived his right of appeal in his plea agreement with the U.S. authorities, makes a dramatic U-turn. Okay, he was arrested for Yahoo in August 2019 during a visit to the U.S., and Mr. Okeke pleaded guilty to the offense of conspiracy to commit wire fraud in June 2020. Earlier, he waived his right of appeal in his plea agreement with the U.S. authorities. Suddenly, he makes a dramatic U-turn after being slammed with 10 years plus restitution of about $10.7 million proceeds of his fraud to the U.S. government. I like this guy. I kind of like this guy, Sha. Like, he's already seeing the future, as in how broke he will be when the 10 years is over. So you gotta make quick moves. But what is saying, we move. My next story is a case of you gave me, I did not give you. Can you guess? Let me save you the stress. So Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission denies appointing Tonto Dike as peace ambassador. I don't even know who to believe or what to believe, but here's my version of the gist. So Tonto Dike paid a visit to the Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission, and after the visit, she announced the news of her appointment as peace ambassador in an Instagram post on Friday. And then she shared a picture of herself alongside Yakubu Pam, the executive secretary of the NCPC, during her visit to his office in Abuja on Thursday. Anyway, that's the you gave me version. In reaction to the post, Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission denied appointing Tonto Dike as peace ambassador. Let me tell you what's up. So the Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission, NCPC, wishes to state in categorical terms that King Tonto Dike paid an official courtesy visit to the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission, Reverend Yakubu Pam, on February 25, 2021, at the corporate headquarters of the Commission in Abuja. Correct. As the founder of Tonto Dike Foundation, she expressed her willingness and interest in partnering with the Commission in the area of peace building. Okay. She equally cashed in on the visit to commend the NCPC boss for its positive and relentless peace initiatives across the country. Okay. However, they now said, we are suddenly inundated with claims from King Tonto Dike, herself, that she has been officially appointed as ambassador of peace by this great commission. This claim has gone viral in the media. So the commission frowns at this claim, which is a clear misrepresentation of what transpired. The fact remains that the Executive Secretary of NCPC never appointed King Tonto Dike as Ambassador of Peace for NCPC, and this was not part of her visit. Therefore, this claim by her is spurious, unfounded, and should be discarded and seen by all Nigerians as, hey, a figment of our imagination. Like, all this plenty English just to say you know this. What's your problem? Nevertheless, we appreciate her desire to partner with us in our peace-building initiatives and in the area of pilgrimage sponsorship to the Holy Land. Of course, there was a reaction. And reacting to the Commission's rebuttal of her supposed appointment, Tonto Dike maintained that she had evidence to back her claims. She also inferred that some people were behind the NCPC's sudden decision, and she says there are video proofs, but I would rather respect the Commission's decision and take the fall, thanks to every Christian body that fought against this growth. Okay, wahala. Like, what are we gonna believe? Anyway, this is a case of I said this, you heard that, we move all the way. Food blockade from the north to south is totally not in Nigeria's best interest, because northern leaders now are saying that they would rather lose their goods, okay? So northern traders, under the support of Amalgamated Union of Foodstuff and Cattle Dealers of Nigeria, that's AUFCDN, have vowed to continue the food blockade to the southern part of the country in spite of being at risk of losing their perishable goods. Why? Let me tell you why. It would be better, according to them, to lose the food item than to lose lives. So they said, you're talking about losing goods. Which one is better, to lose a life or to lose property? Losing property is better than losing a life. We prefer, and our people will prefer to lose those farm items or goods than to continue losing their lives. So if you're alive, you can plant another thing, you can rear another cattle. But if you're dead, you can't do that again. Only the living can go to the farm. We do not want to destroy anybody. We do not want to kill anybody. The number of Yorubas and Igbos that reside in Kano and Kaduna alone is far more than the number of Northerners in the entire Southwest, South, South, and Southeast. Also, the investments of Yorubas and Igbos in Kano and Kaduna, running into billions of naira, is more than the entire investments of Northerners in the Southwest, Southeast, and South-South. If you remove Dangote, thank God he said that, because, hello. Our people are only petty traders, shoe shiners, fingernail cutters, wheelbarrow pushers, Okada riders, and so on. Our people in the South don't have what Southerners have in the North. They have farmlands, buildings, and a lot of properties that run into billions. We do not intend to touch a needle out of it. We do not intend to destroy anybody's property. What we want is to have our people protected from being killed. Hey. In summary, this is a protest against the killing and destruction of properties belonging to Northerners during the EndSARS protests and the recent Shasha market crisis in Ibadan. I don't know what to say, but I hope this won't be the fate of the Southerners soon, because, hello. Anyway, last week, it was a suffer week in Abuja, because fuel scarcity and illegal sales of petrol boomed here. And I don't even want to talk about how I suffered, but is there even a need for me to break this gist down? Anyway, may this new week not be suffer like the past week, okay? And that's my cue to end the show. Remember to follow us on social media at TOS TV Network to get factual information on happenings across Africa. I am Ruel Panao. I'll see you next week.